Hey good people, welcome back. I'm still reacting to the big stories that have been trending during the week. My name is Rachel Wainaina, and as usual, this is the Way I See It segment with Rachel Wainaina. And now I want to react to the story that has been trending about the China City in the Unimall at KU in Thika Road. You all know what CS Moses Kuria said last week that triggered a very huge debate. And I want you to listen to a little clip of what Moses Kuria said, even before we start giving our opinion on this. So, you realize that CS Moses Kuria was bold enough to go on live television and announce that China Square will be closed. If you all don't know, Moses Kuria is the Minister of Trade in Kenya. So his main job and his main portfolio is to actually encourage more trading and more cash flow in Kenya. In the Ministry of Trade, mostly even when they go for the United Nations Conference, COMESA and all these markets, mostly what they're trying to do is to get more money being invested in Kenya. Now I want to tell you some few things about China Square, so that after I tell you these few summarized things about China Square, because I know most of you could be asking, what is China Square? So China Square is a wholesale store. It's located at KU, at the Unicity Mall in Thika Road. Now, it was officially opened on January 29, 2023. Please note that. It's not like a store that has been operating for a long time. So when you calculate from January 29, 2023 to now, you see it's almost a month, you know, like since that store opened. Now what happened? That store made over 20 million Kenyan shillings in the first 14 days. It has branches in 13 countries in Africa, and it sources products from China, Turkey, and Kenya. And it's headed by Leng Chen, Charlie, and sells commodities at a very cheap price.
Quite fair, it's not that expensive.
Lakini iko sawa tu, some are high, some are low.
I heard that the prices here are relatively affordable compared to Instagram.
So when you want to buy cheap and affordable commodities, you can buy them there. I want you to note that very well. And it was closed indefinitely on February 26th for reorganization. So if you all have not noticed, today is February 27th. February 27th. So this thing was actually closed yesterday, this store, after operating in Kenya for only 1 month and showing the signs of making profit. So I don't know why we Kenyans like taking ourselves backward with our politics. And I don't know how many of you believe in that story of Moses Kuria is telling us, because Moses Kuria is saying Chinese are only allowed to manufacture, invest in manufacturing, and then they're not allowed to come and sell the commodities in Kenya and compete with local investors. But if you look at the local investment stores, why are people not going to Quickmart to buy the same things they can buy in China City? It's because you buy something which is worth 400 shillings in that China store, you go and buy it at a very huge price in, let's say, Gikomba or in another place. I'll tell you something. Kabogo was chipping in on this, the former governor, William Kabogo, was chipping in on this debate, and he said he had to buy something at China Place for 400 shillings, and when he went to Gikomba to buy the same product, it was sold to him at 960. So you can see, Kenyans will always go for prices which are lower. These guys have imported this thing, they are selling to you, it is approved by KEBS, it has gone through all the legal mechanisms. Then why should this be stopped? We have so many foreign banks. For example, we have a Nigerian bank in Kenya. It's called GT Bank. Then Moses Kuria, in the good spirit of not bringing competition in our banking space, should also close GT Bank and tell them they get into manufacturing of money or I don't know what. Remember, when you tell this store to close, remember this. These are university students living near that place. These people could be getting jobs that could even help them finish their education. and maybe they had just gotten their job.
Nimekuwa na kazi, kusema tu kweli, kwa mfano mimi mwenyewe kama familia yangu inafurahia.
Maybe they had been given a 1-year contract or 2-year contracts. Then you just go as the minister in charge of trade, and then you announce that their jobs are gone. That's what you are doing. Somebody has come to invest in Kenya. Of course, where are they buying most of the products? They're buying from Kenya. They're paying taxes. If they're bringing things from outside, they're helping us because they're paying taxes. And they're selling. And in the world of trade, it's a free for all. People can target different target markets and sell for them things at a cheaper price. So the reason why that store was so full of people is because it was selling things at a cheaper price. Now, when I travel to Europe, I always go to any town and I want, let's say, my phone repaired or I want my laptop repaired. I'll always look for an Indian shop or a Chinese shop. These Chinese shops, and don't be cheated by anywhere, they're everywhere. They're in America. They're everywhere. And everybody knows when you go to that Chinese shop or when you go to that Indian shop, you can be able to buy things at a cheaper price. Now, why target this? Why not target Carrefour? Carrefour supermarket is not locally owned. Why not say, then Carrefour should all close down, then we just have Naivas supermarkets and Quickmart, locally owned supermarkets. So, on one hand, we are like, yeah, I don't know what to refer to, because I don't see Moses Kuria just as a minister. I also see him as a politician. When these guys go out there, they go and tell the US people, can you come and invest in Kenya? Can you come and invest in Kenya? Then, when they choose the right investments for themselves, then you're chasing them away. These guys are creating jobs. They're adding money and cash flow in Kenya. They will also empower our local suppliers. They will buy things from the suppliers, but because of their innovative spirit, they will be buying those things. They'll be making more products out of it, and then they will be using their own shop as a channel. But why are we not looking at all these other brands? We're just targeting China. And if you look at the land, that land around the Kenyatta University, when you look at that land, it's very controversial. First, President Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to give it to, I don't know which organization, but it's a global organization. I think it's World Health Organization, to build their headquarters there. And then there was a big fight. Even the current vice chancellor had been fired. That land has issues. And you could find politicians don't make decisions like this for your own gain. They will make decisions like this with their own ulterior motives so that they can have self-benefit. So you ask yourself, is it the land? What is it that they want to bring there? Or do they want to bring their own people? Because this is currently, as it is, looking like a very good way of peddling corruption. That's what it is. What you want to do is you want to kick out the Chinese so that they don't grow that place, because you can't con them, and they're bringing the competition. What this would have done, it would have made other people to lower their production prices, to be more innovative so that they can compete. So you don't block competition. You bring competition so that competition can actually compete with itself in the market until everybody, the prices of products and services become leveled. I think President Ruto did well in normalizing the prices of fuel, because some gas stations were closing down. But now when we start to talk about closing shops, you need to close all the international shops. A policy in a government, and if you go to the constitution, there is no law that supports that. So actually my first advice to the owner of China Square would be to go to court and sue Moses Kuria for what he's trying to do to him. And then let's see what law the court will use to say that China Square is illegal. And if the High Court passes any rule on this ownership of this shop, then what will be able to happen? What will happen is it will affect all the international investors who have invested their companies in Kenya. They'll only be blocked and told to come to Kenya and invest in the manufacturing, but not in selling products. I think we as Africans, it's time for us to be smart. We have raw materials right here in our country. Why are we selling things at expensive prices? Right now, I was just peeling my mangoes. In other countries, people will peel their mangoes, put the peels in a place, dry them, and sell them in the supermarkets for a good price. So we are wasting all these mango peels. We are wasting all these things yet in other countries they're utilizing this and selling it to us. They're selling pineapple covers and all that. So it's important to think about all these things. And I think it's a big injustice to try and target an investor who has invested not only in Kenya but in 13 other countries to make the food prices, the prices of commodities cheaper, as we're struggling with exaggerated prices. And this makes me question the current government, because I question whether they even have the heart to help the poor people in Kenya who cannot afford these commodities. With that said, please let me know your opinion. As usual, Rachel and Aina, the way I see it segment, my opinion. And I hope that as you watch these segments, you can continue interacting with me. Let's express ourselves. Let's put our ideas out there so that the government can be able to see. I think a better solution would be to look at a local way of making our products more competitive than trying to shut down people who innovate better than us. With that said, Moses Kuria, shame on you. Please, don't wake up and make such big decisions within a short period of time, because you affect a lot of young people losing jobs and all that. And we must condemn this. We must come out as Kenyans to condemn this type of behavior. With that said, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up if you like my content. Please write in the comment section and let me know what you think, and click on that notification button if you want to be notified every time I upload a video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.